9 o'clock. Beautiful looking Monday morning. It would sound more beautiful if I said it was beautiful looking Friday morning, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Beautiful
but
looking.
I love Mondays.
We love Mondays too. Okay.
I do.
Do you like coffee?
No.
You don't like coffee?
I'm not a fan. I never have acquired a taste. I will drink it, when I go, like when I visited my grandparents and stuff, but I'm not a huge fan.
Dr. Bob Arnott is on the phone. He's also known as Dr. Danger, and he sent us some coffee. So if you are a coffee lover, we're going to give away the bag that he sent us, and I think it's beans. I think it's whole beans.
Yeah. I love the way it smells, though. I love when a person orders coffee.
A lot of people say that, yeah.
Smells.
Dr. Arnott is a doctor of internal medicine and award-winning journalist. He's a chief foreign correspondent for MSNBC News, a medical columnist for Men's Journal, Vanity Fair, and the New York Times best-selling author of... I don't think the book is here. But anyway, coffee is the new red wine is the topic, the healthiest new superfood. And good morning, Dr. Arnott.
Hey, Larry. Hey, Robin. Robin, I'm happy that you like that coffee, the way it smells. These are wonder beans, the best beans in the world, and they do smell amazing.
And are they wonderful because they're a different kind of a bean, or because of the way they're processed, or what makes them wonderful?
So, Larry, that's a really good question. It's the critical one. They're wonderful beans because of the way they're grown. Like a fine red wine, it's the right soil. It's the right what we call varietal. There are many, many, many different strains of coffee. Coffee has tremendous biological diversity, but these beans have the most of a thing that we call a polyphenol in it. Now, if someone goes, what the heck's a polyphenol? The answer is it's the thing that makes fruits, vegetables, red wines, green teas healthy. And these have up to 20 times more of these polyphenols than an ordinary coffee, which is what makes them just really extraordinary.
Oh, really?
Then the roast profile also maintains most of these. So if you look at how many of these good things you're getting in a cup, you're getting 400 milligrams of them with a Dr. Danger coffee versus 6, or as little as 6, with an ordinary coffee. So an extraordinary difference. And as a physician, I'm looking all the time at what's healthiest for you. And the extraordinary conclusion is that coffee is one of the very healthiest things the average individual can do in a day if it's the right coffee.
If it's the right coffee. Now, how do you know if it's the right coffee?
Well, you teed me up there. If it's Dr. Danger coffee, it's the right coffee.
Okay, but like in your bag of coffee, you list the number of phenols, 96% it says here. Do other coffees do that? I don't remember seeing that on the coffee bag.
Mm-mm.
No, no one else is doing it yet. It's, the really big leaders in coffee now are using the same technology, and they have an interesting phrase. They are calling it bioactive substances. That is, what is biologically active in a coffee to make it so good? First and foremost are these phenols. There's a ton of literature out there. Big Lab in Switzerland is doing this. Nestle's is looking at this in Switzerland. So it's the next big wave in coffee. We just fortunately have been very fortunate to be able to get it out first.
Let me ask you this. Is coffee healthier, or does it taste better if you grind it yourself? Like this feels like, I haven't opened it, but it feels like a bag of beans.
So the answer is, if you grind it yourself, it is infinitely healthier, because oxygen and moisture are the two great enemies of polyphenols and taste and all the great things in coffee. So if you grind something and let it sit, it's the same as if you took a banana, peeled it, and just let it sit on the kitchen counter for a week. It'd be miserable at the end of the week. So that's one analogy, is that you grind it and it's fresh and you're getting everything there if you grind it right away. And then the other is, roasting it. Like if you have broccoli and it's, just very lightly kind of boiled and crisp and has all that wonderful stuff in it, it's spectacular for you. If you just boil it and boil it and boil it until it's just this wilty piece of junk, then, there's almost nothing left in it. And it's the same with coffee. The more you roast it, the more you destroy these really good polyphenols.
My daughter-in-law, Charity, she loves coffee. That's her most favorite entity in the world, and she does have her own grinder. So she likes buying the beans, and then she always grinds it up for each cup that she drinks. And she just is really, really into coffee. But that way, she loves it the best.
It is. It's fantastic that way. And, it seems like work, but, I can get the whole sequence down to about 90 seconds in the morning. You've got to get a grinder and a scale, and it seems like a lot of chemistry. But, Beethoven used to do this himself, count out the beans and grind
Really?
them. So it's not that hard. The other thing is that we have, Dr. Danger Coffee does have a K-Cup that is completely recyclable. The K-Cups, as you know, have all of the seals, so even if it's ground, it holds on to all of the key nutrients in there. And it still gets pretty good taste tests. Keurig itself has some pretty good coffees that just were ranked on Coffee Review. Our Dr. Danger coffee was ranked on Coffee Review at 92, which is a tip-top score. And what it means is that we're able to deliver all of these health benefits and still have one of the very top-ranked coffees by the top independent site.
Do people need to drink decaf since coffee has improved?
So, now, Robin, that's a great question for a couple of reasons. First of all, a lot of people hate decaf because they say, it tastes terrible and it's like a compromised coffee. So we have a one that we call Night Ops. But what's interesting about it, it still is super high in polyphenols. That is the really healthy stuff in there, very high in it, and yet it doesn't have the caffeine. So the more intriguing point here is that roughly 45% of the population slowly processes caffeine. And that means, if they have 5 cups of coffee, they're going to have a SWAT team chasing them on the way to work. I mean, it just makes you feel so anxious and antsy, and your heart rate's going up. And so for them, almost half the population is not enjoying the full health benefits of coffee. So we have 2 solutions. First of all, since we have so many polyphenols, you could have just a cup or 2 of the caffeinated and do well. Or myself, I can't have more than a full cup of coffee a day because, I've got this slow processing thing, which is like a curse. And if I have more, I can't sleep at night. So I'll have a full cup of coffee in the morning, and then I'll drink decaf the rest of the day because I get all those polyphenols. I'm a competitive athlete. I do the World Championships for stand-up surfing, which is a 32-mile race over the most dangerous ocean passage in the world.
Wow.
This last weekend, I did a whitewater race on a stand-up paddleboard.
Wow.
Wow.
I dumped a couple of times. The air temperature is 28 degrees, and the water temperature is below freezing. It's really cold. With all these polyphenols, it cuts all the oxidants that happen during exercise. And you go, and you just feel like you want to go and go and go and go and go. So for people trying to either train for sports or are in the gym or just trying to lose weight, it's a great companion because of all of these tremendous exercise properties.
I might start drinking
All right,
now.
the website I got for you is drdangercoffee.com. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. I have a bag. We call this a bag. I have a 12, how much is this? 12 ounces? 12-ounce bag of Dr. Danger coffee. This is called the Surgical Strike line.
I love that.
It says the origin is classified East Africa and Brazil. It's got 96% phenols. Is that right? Top 10%, it says?
That's correct. Yes.
All right.
100%.
So this is a bag of unopened bag, of course, of coffee beans that you will have to grind yourself. If you would like them, just call me right now, 622-9622, and you can get this bag of beans, which is kind of cool. So the fact that they're beans, does that mean they are in the category like with lima beans, or in the same family?
They're a different family. They aren't truly a bean. It's actually considered a little bit more of a fruit, like a coffee fruit.
Oh, okay.
But nonetheless, yeah, it looks like a bean. And the interesting thing is that, beans overall are some of the healthiest things you can do. You look at a black bean as an example, and you have just tremendous amounts of fiber in there and lots of antioxidants. And I'm a believer of mixing beans with beans. So, a nice cup of chocolatey Brazilian coffee like we have in our Carnival line with a black bean is a great taste treat. One of the big things, people do with coffee is they adulterate it with cream and sugar. They take a very dark roast and they try to cover up the
I do
taste
that.
with that.
I don't do it with sugar. I do it with cream.
What you want is the lighter roasts are the new red wine. You'll
But
be amazed
the new red
at
wine, I
strawberry-
don't know if you caught that or not.
The lighter red.
Let me, excuse me, doctor, but let me just give this one away because I had several calls. I picked one at random. Good morning. You've got the bag of beans. Who's this?
Hey, this is Kathy. This is awesome.
Kathy, you got it. It'll be waiting for you here.
Thank you.
Grind
it for me, Larry. I'm coming for a cup.
All right, good. You've got it. It's waiting for you. Yeah, I sort of quit coffee for a while, but then I went back to the now and then cup. But actually, I like it when I have it now and then, rather because before I was habitual, one after another. I was like a chain smoker with coffee, so I kind of like it when it's a little bit more in moderation. Dr. Bob Arnott, go to the website drdangercoffee.com, and you'll see what we're talking about. Doctor, thank you for being on the air with us today. That was fun.
Larry Robin was super, super fun. If you need our hardcore line, because you get up so early and need to kill it, we'll send you some of that too.
All right, excellent. Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, thank you,
We'll take a break.
Very
We'll be
much
right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. Shock and sadness over the weekend road rage killing of former New Orleans Saints player Will Smith.
Being a pillar of the franchise and being on the Super Bowl team that the Saints had, and kind of one of the sons of New Orleans, and has been such a big guy when it comes to community relations in that city.
Former Saints player Mike McGlynn. Smith and the driver who rear-ended him got into an argument.